And it's Monday, y'all. And what a terrible weekend. Terrible weekend. The only thing that's going to make this a better day is my main man, Jersey Fred. Jersey Fred, what is poppin', my brother?
Oh, man. I had a very shitty weekend myself, not due to sports, though.
Yeah, that's because you decided to move.
Yes.
Because you decided to move. And we'll talk about that, Fred. And how is your back? You got to be a little slow. You're not a spring chicken anymore, guy.
I'm not. And you know what? You find out real quick, too.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
couches around.
Good friend of mine once said to me a couple years ago, he said, and shout out to JT Bowden, he said, I'm glad we're at that age anymore where we don't invite each other over for beer and pizza to move. Keep your pizza.
Yes, and your beer. I'm good.
I'm good. Or if you're the guy with the truck, right? You know, if
you're the guy with the truck, you're fucked.
You are so fucked. I have a Jeep Cherokee now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for those reasons.
Nice.
For those reasons. But let's get into it. Jersey Fred's brought to you by Comfort Plus Heating and Cooling for all your HVAC needs. Big supporter of the show. And we thank you, Chris, at Comfort Plus Heating and Cooling. If you guys need anything, reach out to Chris and his team. They'll take care of you because, Fred, it's getting cold here in Michigan, bro. That's why you're moving out west, right?
Yeah. It's been windy, cold, but yes, I can't wait to get out there. So probably the weather in the 50s again.
I wonder if Chris from Comfort Plus Heating and Cooling would even survive out in the West Coast. Like it's cold out there. They don't. Are these places, do they have? San Diego, do they have furnaces or just AC all the time?
Well, no, the thing is with where we are specifically is when you're down in San Diego in that area, it's like 60 to 70 at night. So you don't even put the air on or the heat.
It's awesome.
So it's one of those inland a little bit. It does get hot and yeah, the AC blasting. But downtown and close to the water area, it's usually in the 60s at night, even in the summer, or low 50s. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. Well,
when my sister lived there for 1 year, she didn't turn her heat or air on for the entire year.
How amazing with that. Yeah, Chris would be broke.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Obviously, I have a lot to talk about. The NFL. We got to start with Sunday night, obviously being the Lions, the Eagles, and Fred. I have to say a couple things, and then I want to get your take on this. Right out the gate, the defense looked really good. We stopped the Eagles. At first, I'm thinking, is it the wind? Neither one of these quarterbacks could complete passes. I was very unsure, but the way the defense stepped up, the Lions' interception with the tip right out the gate just crushed our momentum early in the game. J-Mo has an amazing touchdown and then humps the field goal pole for a penalty. And I have a question for you, Fred.
Was that a Michigan State thing?
It was not a Michigan State thing. It's a Bama thing, apparently. But I have a question. What are the lines of touchdown celebrate? Like, where does the line get drawn? Like, I can jump over another man, but I can't hump a goalpost. Can I not touch the goalpost? Like,
you can't use anything as a prop.
Oh, thanks a lot, T.O.
So that was the biggest bullshit of all. There was a bunch of bullshit last night, but go ahead.
Okay. So you can't hump a goalpost, but you can hump another man.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Just the whole game itself in general had me perplexed. Goff completely missing throws that he normally makes, which, okay, Collinsworth is saying that he wasn't getting enough time. At first, I'm thinking to myself, is it the wind? Is it that windy in there? Being that both quarterbacks weren't there. We looked good when we threw a screen pass. We looked good when we got the ball in the hands of J-Mo or Jahmyr Gibbs. And Fred, I'm going to take this and I'm going to say this, and I hope that I regret this. I hope I get bashed for it and say I have no idea what I'm talking about. And before I make my statement, this is coming from me, who huge Scott Mitchell fan, got on board with John Kitna, got on board with Jeff Garcia, named my dog Batch after Charlie Batch. I was a huge, and still to this day, a Stafford guy, and said that Stafford was going to be an MVP at one point in this league, and said he will win a Super Bowl, which I was right in that. I was very apprehensive with this Jared Goff trade when he first came. He didn't really, he got there, but didn't win it. And Fred, I'm here to say that at this point in the season, that I don't think Jared Goff is the guy that can do it here in Detroit. And here's why. Do I think he's a good quarterback? Yes, I do. He comes into this game with the highest completion percentage in the entire league. Okay. And only 3 interceptions, 4 being last night. In order to win in this league, and this is my take, and this is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to ask you, Fred. The defenses in the NFL right now are better than they've ever been, ever. The linebackers are bigger, faster, stronger. Your defensive linemen are thinner, smaller, quicker. All these things come into play. Offensive linemen can't keep up. Offensive linemen can't stay healthy. We made a mistake as far as not picking up more depth on the offensive line, and now it's showing. Okay. And though Jared Goff has a good completion percentage outside of yesterday, which was terrible, if you don't have a mobile quarterback or a quarterback that can make people miss in the NFL today, you will not win big games. And that's exactly what's going on. If you look at our record right now, we are what, 6-4? Okay, 6-4. And we beat 2 good teams. 2 good teams, in my opinion, we beat. We beat Tampa Bay and we beat Baltimore. The rest of the teams are subpar at best. And I'm throwing Baltimore in there as a good team, Fred, because you said they will win out, and you have been correct as saying that so far. We haven't beat a very good team yet. We've even lost to shitty teams. Our schedule, though, is helpful, I feel. Correct me if I'm wrong. We go Giants, Packers, Cowboys, Rams, Steelers, Vikings, Bears. Okay? Giants, we can win that game. Packers at home on Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. It's the Packers. We win that game. We win the Cowboys. The Rams are going to destroy us. The Steelers. What?
In LA.
In LA. Unfortunately, Fred, I'm sorry, but I do feel we're going to beat the Steelers, and I'm going to tell you, and we're going to talk about the Steelers. The Vikings we will beat, and the Bears, it's going to be up in the air because we've already beat them once. So the fact of them beating them twice in a season with the way they're playing right now and the way Caleb Williams is playing, and here's the thing about Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams makes people miss.
Yeah.
Now, do I think he's an accurate quarterback like Jared Goff when he doesn't have to scramble? Absolutely not. Do I think he's better than him? No. But he has the attributes to be great in this league, and Ben Johnson is starting to expose those things. I mean, could we end up 12-5, 11-4, if we lose to the Bears? But is it going to be enough? Fred, I ask you this as an outside person. This is 100% why I brought you on this podcast to do this with me every single Monday, is to put me in perspective. Am I wrong in saying Jared Goff is not the guy in Detroit?
My thing is, so or am
I overreacting on a Monday morning like I normally do? Tell me.
I mean, maybe, but the thing is, we talked about this early, maybe even before the season started. How I was talking about the pocket passer guy is there's no need for that guy anymore. I'm not talking. You don't need. Listen, Josh Allen's another beast, right? But you got to have a guy that has escapability. Like it is what it is. Like the drop back pocket passer guy, it's over. That whole idea of this is what you need to succeed. That's not true anymore. And we're seeing it with the Bakers of the world. And even
that's what I was going to ask. Give me examples, because it's hard when you look back the last 5-6 years of guys that won Super Bowls. Right now, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes, right? And who else? But like, give me an examples right now, because I wanted to go through. I'm looking at like pure stature of the NFL quarterback, right? The Josh Allen's, who's like what, 6'5", 237. Jared Goff, 6'4", 217-ish, low 200s. But Bo Nix is smaller, but he can move. Like, give me examples of quarterbacks in this league. Like, look at Bo Nix yesterday, Fred.
Yeah. I mean, big. I just feel like I think I made this comment when we were talking about the whole Rodgers deal, because like did the Rodgers deal, help the Steelers out for this 1 year? Yeah, cool. What's that?
It's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, but I'll be the first to admit they're not a great team. And one of the reasons is he can't get away from pressure. So, and that's my main reason. That's why I know this sounds crazy, but like a Justin Fields is a better option, kind of, if you in today's day and age. I'm not saying he's your answer, but I'm saying he's a better option because he can escape. Aaron Rodgers just, it's brutal to watch sometimes when there's pressure. But last night, let me go to last night. So, I mean, there was a bunch of bullshit last night. The call to end the game was just absolutely. I don't know what was going on with that.
Right.
Like, you wanted the game to be over. Just say that. That was just weird. But a lot of that was, there was a lot of. It was a sloppy game. I didn't think, but Philly is good. Like, Philly's that good. Like,
how can you here's where I want to here's where I get a little frustrated with that statement, is like, how can you say Philly is that good? I mean, if it wasn't for their drop passes, we wouldn't have been in that game. Jalen Hurts didn't look that great. Defensively, they rattled Goff. They rattled them, but like, I don't know. I don't see it.
Well, no,
I don't see it right now. I don't know.
I think it was a sloppy game on both ends. I just think that losing to the Eagles was not like losing to the Titans or so. And I got the Eagles coming out of the NFC. So like, I don't like they're a good team. They got a good defense. One of the reasons, like you said, one of the reasons why they didn't look that good on offense is because the Lions have a good defense. Like,
right.
I mean, so like, you can't take that away. I didn't hear his name one time, to be honest.
I thought he was in on a sack. Maybe, but to your point, not enough.
Not enough, no. Yeah. But it didn't matter because they held them to 16 points, basically.
You know whose name I did hear a lot, Fred?
Angeloni.
Jalen Phillips.
Yes.
And you know what the Eagles did is they picked him up at the trade deadline because they needed to fill holes.
Yes. Listen, that was, I think, last night's game for the viewer. First of all, it's not betting friendly. None of these nationally televised games are betting friendly. They're all unders. They're all shitty games.
Not Thursday night games. I think that's over.
Like, I mean, and tonight, the only good thing about tonight's game is it may be an over game.
Because we don't bet unders.
No, but last night, I mean, it was a good football game. As an outsider, I thought it was a decent football game. Yeah, it was a little sloppy and shit, though it was very windy there. Which I know it sounds crazy, but that extra point, there's no way he makes that kick. 50 yards, and then later in the game.
Would he have made the point if we didn't have a 15 yards attached to it?
Yes. That's what I mean. There's no way he makes a 48-yarder as the first kick of the game, basically. Right. not knowing a win situation. It was super windy there. Those games, bro, like, come on. Like, look, those are the games you got to grind out. And listen, going 0 for 5 on 4th down. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like,
well, no, because I need you to clarify. Do you I had somebody text me this morning and said that I had a lot of people text me in the past 24 hours, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did after that game. You're going to love it. But I had somebody text me that game control was an issue. What's your take on this constant 4th down, go for it? I heard another stat this morning, or like the previous 2 Lions teams were go for it on 4th down, and maybe Dan Campbell needs to adjust that. I don't know if I can get down with that, Fred. I'm missing Laporta last night was huge on those 4th downs. Goff wasn't on. Like, maybe his lack of adjustment, let's put it that way, is a problem, is what I'm hearing. I'm curious what you think.
I wasn't surprised at all last night because that's their game. Like, you live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the hill they're going to die on. Like, it is what it is. You have to accept that. Like,
but if it's not working, Fred, do you continue to beat a dead horse? And I'm only asking questions. I don't know if I think I'm for the Dan Campbell 4th down thing, because I think if Goff converted on those passes that he should have hit, or Amon-Ra had some drops, like, I think now we're talking about the Dan Campbell in Washington.
Well, because like, Amon-Ra had a drop on one. Jamo, it hits his knee.
Right.
Like, he hit him in the knee with the fucking ball, like, on 4th down. Like, come on, dude. Like, so now you're talking about 2 out of 5. Now you're not even talking about the 4th down situations. Kind of, or here and there. But like, when you get the offer, then you're like, oh, they didn't complete 1 4th down. But going on 4th down's their game. Like, that's their
but
game.
if it's not working, do you die on your own sword? At what point do you stop at halftime and think maybe we need to make adjustments, though?
My thing was when they were 0 for 4 or whatever at that point, I'm thinking you're bound to get 1 though. Now I'm in that, bet you win till you lose. Like,
But the other thing too is, like, I don't know, it's kind of a catch-22 because your defense is playing so well. You felt like you could really control what's going on. So you said that's the reason?
Well, that's another reason why you go for it. Down deep at the 5, I was a little surprised, because they were at the 5 and not like the 3 or 2. Right. But now you back them up, like, and your defense is playing well. As ugly as the game looked, they still had a chance to win.
Yeah, that's true.
Like as ugly as things were, they still had a chance to win an ugly game. Now, I'm going to chalk this game up to 2 great teams and maybe a little wind control. But like, listen, it was one of those ugly battles, and they came up on the losing side. I don't know if it's end of the world.
Fred, we're in week 11 now, guy. Like, okay, let's say we win our division, which I can't believe we're in a position to talk about the fucking Bears at number 1 in our division right now, which is like worst case scenario, by the way.
They have a good team yet.
I agree. They have a tough schedule going out. I'm not overly concerned about it, but let me. I want to bring up a conversation that I was having with my wife prior to the game, because a lot of times, especially when it comes to this team, I don't think she gets me, which most people probably won't. She asked me prior to the game, she said, who do you think the MVP of this team is? Okay. Without hesitation, I said Jared Goff, right? I said Jared Goff because of the fact that a high completion percentage, low interceptions. He's the reason that we're winning games. Okay. But at the end of the game, I knew I was hesitant to tell her what my take was. And that's when I turned around and said, maybe Jared Goff isn't the guy. And it's like, how can you say he's the MVP of the team, but then in the same respect say that he's not the guy. And I think I can say both things. I think I can say the both things. And here's the reason why. He is the MVP of the team, but he doesn't have what it takes to win the big game. We're still winning games.
Yeah. And like, again, I'll go back to the trade, man. I feel if the pieces were still in place and you swap out Stafford for Goff, I think you win a ring already.
100%. 100%. Obviously, that was not feasible financially or however the way that was going to go. But if you just took this in that situation, I wholeheartedly agree because the guy knows how to make throws when he needs to make throws, and he's proven it at the highest level, and why he will be wearing a gold jacket at some point at the end of his career. There's without a doubt, without a doubt. I'm curious your thought, and then a couple more things. I got a couple more things. As an outsider, this loss against the Eagles, who do you put this loss on?
I put this loss on the Eagles defense. Like, it was a tough. There's no pointing fingers. I don't think. I mean, I just think it was a hard fought battle against a good team in shitty conditions. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't there, but it seemed kind of shitty.
I talked about it.
Yeah. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't ideal. Let's put it that way. And I think that they lost to a good team, and they also still had a chance to win an ugly game. Like, because if they end up winning that ugly game, you're not really talking about much about anything because you ended up
solves everything, Fred.
Yeah, you won an ugly game. So now you lose an ugly game, and it's like, well, who's at fault? I don't think anyone's at fault. I think it was a tough loss on the road against the champions, right? The former, and I just think that it's not the end of the world. I think that Detroit probably wins 6 out of 7. I don't know. What do they got left? 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left.
They win 5 at least.
5 at least. So you have them losing to the Rams.
Maybe. The thing is, though, in a situation like that might be a shootout game that they steal. The Rams don't have great defense.
Okay. I mean, what do you think? It's like, we lose one to like the Bears or the Cowboys or something stupid like that. I don't think.
No,
I
don't
see the losses come in the next.
I don't think they lose to the Bears. I mean, the Pack game is tough as always, but like they don't lose to the Bears. They may lose to the Rams, but they might win out and they might lose 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, I think this rest of the schedule. All right, Fred. This is why, bro. You see, you calmed me down. I didn't overreact. I maybe overreacted. I don't know, but their schedule for the remaining season, or the rest of the season, isn't terrible.
No,
it isn't terrible. Unless Jameis lights us up, then I'm coming out next Monday, and I'm gonna be really pissed, Fred.
I mean, you know what? He looked good though.
He did look good.
Yes,
he did look good.
He did look good. That was a tough game. I mean, they played well. It's just people were pretty fired up out there, but I knew a bunch of people that were at the game and stuff like that. I mean, it was a good game. Jameis, I think he played decently. I think he played good enough.
He's like third string quarterback, second string on any other team, and
he should have gotten the chance though earlier in the year. So I don't know. I mean, you don't sign JMO and Russ and then draft Jackson Dart, but don't give JMO a chance. That doesn't really make sense to me.
But I want to talk about. We'll move on from the Lions, on to bigger, better things. Obviously, we got the Giants next week, and then Thanksgiving. And don't fucking ruin my Thanksgiving, Lions. Don't do it. All right, Steelers. Mason's back.
Money Mace.
Money Mason's back. Money Mason's back. Ja'Marr Chase spits on Jalen Ramsey. It claims he didn't. Does he not realize that there's cameras in the NFL? We have replay. You know that?
Yeah, that was crazy because when he said that, I was like, maybe he's kidding. Fucking around. Like, nah, I didn't do that. It's like, okay, but like, again, another stupid situation where I'm more of like, listen, I don't give a fuck about that. Let them scrap it out for a second. Like, who cares? Like, Jalen Ramsey's going to break his hand on the other guy's helmet, and you're throwing him out of the game. Like, I don't know. So
we're in a content generation.
Yeah,
we strive off content. Let the boys play.
Yeah, it's just, dude, let them go. Who gives a shit that they were jostling around with their gear on? It's not like
jostling around with their gear on.
It's not like they were in a street fight outside the locker room. Like,
with
dude,
knives.
Yeah. Like no one was getting hurt there. No one. Like, so, and jumping on the goalpost, no one's getting hurt there. I don't believe, me personally, I don't believe it's unsportsmanlike. I like you said, how is one celebration not unsportsmanlike? But if you use a prop or the goalpost, that's unsportsmanlike. It's not.
Would it on the Superman Spider-Man, one jumping over the other, wouldn't the other person be a prop? Isn't that the same thing as a field goal post?
No, because it's not an out. It's not someone within the game. So it's not a prop. It's a player. You're not using.
We're come from a world of player props. I don't understand. Like, what do you mean?
It's so weird though. Like this whole like new penalizing shit of like little scuffles. A guy pushes a guy after the play, and it's like 15 yards for that. Like, I mean, that's silly to me.
I feel like as far as the celebrations went, they were like TO days. Then they put like a big kibosh on it, and then slowly it started just getting back to where it used to be. And now, I don't know. I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I do think that they try. It was coming back, and this is what I said last night after the touchdown to Mary. I said, "Oh, I forgot. They just can't have any fun." But because that's exactly what that was. The only person it could have hurt was him from falling down.
100%. He's not going to hurt the goalpost.
But explain to me, I would like an explanation from an official how that's unsportsmanlike. How does that make it unsportsmanlike? How is that you like celebrating a touchdown now is unsportsmanlike? So I mean, it just blows my mind. Like, you're doing something that a fraction of a percent will do in their lifetime, and you can't celebrate.
That's a great point.
Like, you score a touchdown. Do you know what the percentage of it is that a human being will score a touchdown in the NFL? So you do this, and you can't. Like, I'm not talking about getting in people's faces. I'm not talking at all. I'm talking about a simple celebration. You can't do that. A fraction of a percentage of people will be able to do that in their lifetime.
Great point.
So, the landing on the moon, apparently.
Did he though?
That's what I mean. He comes down and celebrates. You're going to be mad. That's unsportsmanlike to everybody else. He's throwing that in my face. I'll never be able to do that. So he shouldn't be able to celebrate that.
Right. Well,
that accomplishment.
And I don't even want to get into the whole moon situation. Everything. When you brought that up, I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Well, it's very close to home since it was filmed at Garrett Mountain in New Jersey.
What the fake moon landing? Can you do me a favor? Can you please beat the Bears for us next week? With or without, rumor has it that Aaron Rodgers wanted to be hurt so he didn't have to play against the Bears. Is that true, or is Mason better than Aaron Rodgers?
No, I thing is same.
Looked better than them yesterday.
Well, here's the thing with the Steelers. They run a very low risk passing offense. Everything is within 5 yards. Anyone can do that. I don't mean anyone, but you understand what I'm saying. He's not slinging the ball around. These are elongated runs. These are short passes, screens, a lot of slants, stuff like that. These are quick, short passing. And I feel like anyone can really, any professional quarterback can step into that game. So it's not surprising that, Money Mace, I mean, you're not going to, in the Steelers offense, you're not going to throw for 250 to 300 yards.
Right.
So if you're going to throw for 150, there's a ton of quarterbacks that can do that. So I'm not surprised. The thing is, I did say this to Mary last night. I said, who would have still played with a broken wrist?
Big Ben.
Number 9.
Stafford?
100%, dude. Guy was playing with broken ankles and shit.
Right.
Like, yes, of course, Big Ben, but I just mean in today's day and age. Like Stafford cracks his non-throwing hand in the first half. He doesn't come out for the second half. No way.
Right.
Absolutely not. But yeah, I mean, good win yesterday. Not as impressive if you watched.
Yeah, well, obviously I did not. The game they played at our time slot was not that game, so I didn't get a chance to watch. I watched the highlights of it. It
wasn't, two defensive scores, right?
Yeah, which is another thing I wanted to bring up. The Steelers defense is back.
It's starting to get there because they're starting to get pressure on the quarterback. It's like, I think everything stems on, because in any defense, there's no way you can cover these guys. So they,
for a long period of time,
not even a long period, a short period of time.
Right.
I feel like the cornerback, even in the entire league is just, these guys are picking people apart. And last night was a perfect example of what happens when you put pressure on a quarterback. So, but yes,
I think good teams with good quarterbacks, that's not a problem. They get out of the way, they step up, they make throws. You're
talking ability. Yes. But, I don't see the Steelers getting more than 10 wins. All right. This is what I looked at last night. I'll tell you this.
Lay it on me.
Broncos 9-2. Pats 9-2. Colts 8-2. Steelers 6-4. That's the number. That's 1 through 4 right now in the AFC. Right. I'm going to tell you right now, none of those teams are going to the Super Bowl.
Then who does? You're sticking with your Baltimore pick.
I'm sticking with my Baltimore pick, but also with the Bills in the mix, and the KC in the mix. I'm telling you, those teams are not
going. After losing to Denver last night, Kansas City being 5-5, you're still putting them into the Super Bowl.
I'm still putting Ravens, KC, Bills in the Super Bowl.
Even though the Bills look shaky this year.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's a good point. Okay, let's play that out. Let's talk about all 3 quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. All make people miss. All take risk. Can step up when they need to step up. Too much pressure doesn't really fuck with them.
Brad, the Broncos won a handful of games they could have lost. Now, I guess you can say that about a ton of teams.
Right.
But they really did, though. I mean, they could.
Do you think the Patriots have a cake schedule?
I think they have an easy schedule. I mean, and here's the thing: the Steelers beat them. The Steelers are not good.
Right.
Wholeheartedly,
you've been saying it from the beginning of the year, despite the record that they have right now.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, they didn't look great against the Jets on Thursday. Let's be honest.
No, they did not.
So, they're not. They beat Buffalo. That was their big thing. Like put them on the map.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. But I mean, I feel like Miami beats them. Like now, Miami all of a sudden is like playing well.
This is such a strange league. It's such a strange league.
Very wide open league this year, and I just feel like
Even more wide open than it's ever been.
It could be.
Fair.
Because when you talk about that's how I feel about the AFC. The top 4 teams in the AFC will not be in the Super Bowl. In the NFC, you have a team like the Lions, Tampa. These teams, they get hot, and I'm not sold at all on the Bears. They're a fluke right now. They're terrible.
Thank you. Okay, all right. So now that we're on the NFC, let me ask you this question. Okay, I believe you. Can the Lions catch hot? Yeah. Am I really bought into making a run this year? No, I'm not. I really don't. But again, talk to me on Wednesday. May have a different feeling of what I think about this team. I need 2 days. You know how that goes. I need till Wednesday. But Sam Darnold can't win big games.
No.
I think it's clearly stated yesterday afternoon, just like he did last year in Minnesota. Like that was a cute little run. But are you taking Minnesota out of it? And who's your top 3 teams I'm sorry. Are you taking Seattle out of it after their loss to the Rams? And who's your top 3 teams in the NFC? And you obviously already stated that you think the Birds will be in the NFC Championship game.
Now, I would be scared to play San Fran now.
Ooh, interesting. I don't even have them on my radar in the NFC.
They will be on your radar. I think that the Eagles, I think that the Rams and San Fran, and I would probably put the Lions in the top 4.
Now, does Brock Purdy have any effect on this team, or are they gonna stay where they're at?
Yeah, yesterday, I mean, he was back.
Okay.
I mean, now did you Jacoby Brissett? I mean, 450 yards. He threw the ball 57 times, but 47 completions.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, so I think, and my other prediction was, and I said this to my wife as well, Kyler Murray's a Steeler next year.
That's definitely an interesting take. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett he won't see that. I don't think Kyler Murray is going to see the field again the rest of the season. That's an interesting take. How old is Jacoby Brissett?
I don't think he's that old.
Okay. I don't know why he just feels old to me. I don't know. But I mean, do they let him go? Like, you think that?
I think that they can get some draft picks, and obviously Brissett, I'm not saying Brissett, Kobe Brissett is the guy in Arizona. I just mean, I think that we all know right now that they don't believe in Kyler Murray.
100%. And I would be irate if I was a Steelers fan, and that would be your next move.
I wouldn't be mad.
I would. I don't think I said it from the jump, dude. I get, okay, this goes back to the theory of our mobile quarterback, but you have to be over 5 foot.
Yes, I understand that too, but I would take escapability right now
to see.
It's going to be patchwork still. It's not like, because
how long are you going to be rebuilding?
Well, I mean, this is, I mean, what we thought we got with Kenny Pickett, we obviously didn't. And now,
That's not what you said when you picked him up. Pretty sure like prayers were answered.
I mean,
sure that's how that went.
I thought we were good, but I mean, I don't think Chill Will is our guy. I think that they they trade up or grab somebody. Like I don't know if it's a Kyler Murray situation where you grab somebody like that for a couple years because you're not too sure about the draft, or you just go all in draft, trade up, get somebody and go with them.
Right.
Like to be honest, like they did with Kenny Pickett, and I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't even think they gave him a fair chance, to be honest. Like, I mean, he was hurt a lot. So
that's true. That's true. All right, we got to move on a little bit. We covered most of the teams. No. One last thing. Obviously, I'm gonna give you kudos every week until I know you were right. Ravens again, they win. But we did see something interesting in that game. And real quick, I want to touch base on it. Shedeur Sanders finally got into the game.
Brutal.
It was terrible, Fred. It was terrible. And again, we said this from the beginning about why he got drafted where he got drafted. Now, don't get me wrong. He got thrown in a terrible spot, whatever. But like he looked exactly the way I thought he was going to look. Tried to make him plays with his feet. Doesn't have the most accurate arm. Tries to do too much with I don't see it. I think he just did himself an injustice and basically proved everybody right yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he's going to get more chances than that. Like you said, it was a half of football. It looked bad, but the other thing is I don't want to like harp on Sam Darnold too much because they did have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, but you also wouldn't throwing 4 picks. They did. I think the Rams. Let me put this. I think the Rams let them back into the game more than Seattle put themselves in a place to win.
Yeah, but I mean, if they make that kick, you're saying Sam Darnold can win a big game.
Fair. All right, moving on. I want to talk about this real quick, Fred, because of how it ended and how awesome it was. All 6 episodes. I have to give a shout out to Barstool Sports, our future employer, and Bob Does Sports, because the Internet Invitational was the best thing to ever happen to YouTube golf. I said it when it started. The way that it ended was amazing. With Beef passing away prior to that being aired, and the fact that he ended up winning, his team won it and he won money. And the audio clip of Bob asking Beef, like, what would you do with the money? And Beef turns around and says, I would donate some money to charity and pay off my mom's house, is just a testament to what kind of guy he is. I mean, and plus he's a bulldog, Fred. He went to Ferris in the PGM program, so that says a lot about the guy as well. I thought it was the greatest thing to ever hit YouTube golf. I think that some of these players have just been a new following. I think we saw a side of Paige Sporanic that people didn't think they were going to see. We met some new people like Chazzy, the midget golfer, who is just I would never want to play one-on-one with and get embarrassed by a guy playing with little sticks. I don't know, Fred. Like, I don't know how much you followed. Kudos, boys. It was absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait until next year.
Yeah. And I like, again, I'll say this again. I just wish that it was nationally televised, like live, like not episodic, like live, like the tournament live. Like there's no reason for it not to be.
Interesting. I wonder if Portnoy's I'm curious of how they're going to do this next year. The fact that he was able to keep everybody under wraps for all this and not have any leaks come out about this was impressive, right? The fact that he got these 48 content creators there without any idea of what they were really playing for, whether they knew they were playing golf, they didn't know the format, they didn't know what it was. They just said show up and they did it. I don't know, man. I was like, who are we going to see in this next year is going to be the biggest thing. Like some people are saying, like, bring on Jared Allen. Like that was one of the guys when he did the Euro, and Bob's like, bring him. But it'd be curious who they're going to bring.
You're definitely going to get more celebs. It's only going to get bigger. And I just wish that like it went. I know they don't have to do this, obviously. But I'm talking about it's on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a golf event.
Okay.
On in the daytime, like golf, like it's a golf event. Like I mean, televised. I mean, I think it would be amazing because that Saturday and Sunday when people are like able to watch, and if it's out west or something like that, where was it at?
Where was the event at? Big Cedar Lodge in Missouri.
Yes. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, if it's out west, you're playing that at prime time East Coast. It would be it would be crazy to.
But the fact that this got me to sit down and watch a 3-hour YouTube video with commercials blows me away. That's how enthralled in this thing I was. Like, I've never watched YouTube video that long in my entire life, let alone 6 of them. With commercials. Like, I don't know, man. Everything about it was awesome to me. But to get 5 million people an episode, something crazy like that to watch says something, man.
No, it was a huge event, and I think that it would be awesome to put it on nationally. Like,
let me ask this, and then we'll move on because I want to talk NBA before we wrap up. If there was one person you could pick to be next year's, who would you like to see in it?
That's interesting.
I'll jump while you think about it, but I'm thinking like celebrity wise, I'd love to see like I would love to see Jordan.
Okay, yeah, that would be cool as shit, though.
Right?
I wouldn't
think he'd ever do it. No, but it would be awesome. What if it was what I just came up to the top of my head? What if Jordan and LeBron in the international cup? That would be awesome.
I mean, maybe you get Brady in there. He's
he can play.
There's a lot of good golfers that are celebs,
growing. Steph Curry.
Former athletes and stuff like that too. I'm sure they can get a ton of those guys in there. But we will see. It's a great event.
It was a great event. All right, moving on. NBA real quick, and we'll wrap up. I got a couple things. Went 9 in a row for the Pistons. They're red hot and hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to the game on Friday, which was awesome. I took my son, Dax, my youngest son, and then my other son, Christian, has tickets. So we were all there together, which, I mean, you can't beat that, right?
Did you see your cousin there?
So I don't know. He texted me during the game and said, the floor is dope. I sent him a picture of the floor. He's like, that's awesome. And then I see on his story on Instagram that he was a picture. So I don't even, was he there for sure? I don't know.
I mean, it seemed like he was there from his post.
Okay. I hope he chimes in and tells me if he was there or not, because I think he took that picture, but he wasn't at the game, because I would think that if my sons and I were at the game, he would make a point to come see me. Right.
I hope so.
You would think so. But let me side note. I'm totally throwing this in there, and you brought his name up. So I come home from golfing on Saturday, 60 degrees here. We might as well swing the sticks one last time before the end of the year. And I have a present at my door. I open up this box, and it's from my cousin Doug. And it is this amazing coffee table book of Michael Jordan. It is the coolest thing I've ever laid my eyes on. It basically, thumbing through this book, and I text him this. I said, thumbing through this book makes me just take a screenshot, an overhead screenshot of my childhood, between every single Jordan shoe, Spike Lee with Mars Blackman, the Space Jam, like all the Wings poster I had in my bedroom as a child. Like everything about this book was cool. So shout out to my cousin Doug. He's always surprises me with things that he, when Sarah had accidentally opened it because it was in an Amazon box, because everything that has Amazon generally Sarah orders, but I was trying to guess while we were on the golf course. I was like, what is it? It has something to do with pro wrestling? She's like, no. Something with Lions? She's like, no. Something with like 90s movies? No. She's like, you're just going to have to see when you get home. And that shout out to my cousin, Doug, secure door. Like, that was awesome gift. But if you were at the fucking Piston game and you didn't tell me you were at the Piston game, you're an a-hole. But sorry, got distracted there. Best team in the East, Fred. Do you think we can make a run? 9 in a row.
I definitely think they can make a run. I do think that, and I'm not saying this because I'm a fan, but I think that a healthy Sixer team is the best team in the East.
Well, Maxey was there. VJ Edgecombe played last night. Your man, your guy,
rookie
who was averaging 15.6 over Cooper Flagg's 15.2.
Yes, rookie of the year, VJ Edgecombe. But the thing is, so Paul George is finally back. I know that doesn't sound as enticing as it did 5 years ago.
Yep.
But when Embiid is back with Maxey and Edgecombe, if George is your 4 or 5 guy with Kelly Oubre, that's big. Yep. Now to try to bring Paul George in as your 2 guy, or it's that those days are over. But I feel like Paul George, if he can take the role as your number 4 guy, and I don't mean 4 position, I mean your 4th best player on the court, I think you're okay.
Well, I will say this: you had texted me, said Embiid was out. You said Paul George was out. You did say VJ Edgecombe was out, which I was glad to see. I got an opportunity to watch him play live. I didn't realize. Say that again.
It was game time with him, and I'm thinking, I just thought they were giving him the day off.
Yeah. Well, load management, Fred.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some of the guys on the Pistons team, I had to Google. I didn't know who the hell they were, right? And I didn't realize Tobias Harris was going to be out. Jaden Ivey was going to be out. Cade was out. But
brutal.
Maybe this is kind of the perfect storm for the Pistons. We beat the Chicago Bulls without Cade. We beat the Sixers, though they were beat up as well, but we still won the game. A win is a win. Starting to create depth on this team, which could be helpful. I know it's early. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
But winning games without your starters is huge.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. So I'm kind of excited about that, Fred. I didn't even bring this up to you too, but I got a special guest that's going to be coming on probably in the next couple of weeks, who I think I can get on as a regular guest, who is a huge Piston fan, a client of mine, local. But I'm not going to drop the name yet, but we hopefully have him on soon. I want to wrap up real quick. Oh, I did mention one more thing. I got a lot on my brain. Couple coffees, some what is my Zip Fizz. After the game, Fred, I was so mad last night. Obviously, my phone's blowing up. Don't want to go on social media because I'm just tired of it. Best way to end a Lions loss is popping on a 90-day tell-all. It was so good, dude. The tell-all, it's on episode 2. What they're doing with the tell-alls now is they're like living in a house together and then commuting back and forth to the tell-all to create more drama. And I mean, I understand that you probably want Gino to find true love.
Always.
He's an absolute clown. It's terrible that he represents this beautiful state of Michigan, coming from Canton. Yeah. But I'm telling you, like, my evening, like I started flip after the game, and I'm flipping it, and I was like, oh, this episode 2 of the tell-all's on. Like, I just said it to myself, maybe to Sarah while we're laying in bed. I was like, this is exactly what I need in my life after a Lions loss. It's just a good tell-all for 2 hours. And that's how I ended my night, Fred.
You know what? That works, though. I ended up watching the Isles are on the West Coast right now. So they played Colorado last night. So I got to catch like the last maybe 10 minutes of the game. Okay. They went on at 9:00. So I got to catch maybe the last 10 minutes. They ended up losing 3-1 on an empty netter, but like it was 2-1. Good. They had won 4 in a row. They're playing decently. But And Colorado is just amazing team. So,
we
but
we will be getting into hockey here soon. That's for sure.
I will say this though, because we missed last week. The Bulldogs squeaked one out against Swag Nasty.
First of all, Swag Nasty's got a pretty good squad. Got a pretty good squad.
Out. 5 turnovers, I think.
We are going to be in the playoffs, and we shine in the playoffs. We play Northwood next week, I believe. Should be interesting, but I think we're gonna have another natty in Big Rapids.
I could see that. I mean that. I just saw that. That game there. I think there was 5 turnovers or something crazy like that. But yeah, I mean, cream rises to the top, as you would say, to the Swag Nasty people. Also, real quick.
Yep.
Gotham City. I know you don't know, and I know you don't like it because it's women's sports, but Gotham City.
No idea what you're talking about.
Gotham Football Club is the women's MLS team here.
Wait, the women's what?
Like MLS.
Oh, we're talking about local women's professional soccer?
It's not local. It's professional soccer.
Okay.
And it's across the whole continent. The lower but it's the women's version of the MLS, right?
Okay. All right.
Gotham Football Club, the 8th seed. They win in the quarters, win yesterday in the semis. They're going to the finals on Saturday. So I'm just saying, dude, they just represent. Take a look at them. Brunina and Esther Gonzalez. Like, dude, studs. So
your sports knowledge has no boundaries, my friend.
No, and it shouldn't, though. That's the beauty of sports. There is no boundaries, But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in for the girls.
Throw it in for the girls.
For the cup this year, just going for the cup.
All right, and then I don't know. Are we going to be able to jump on next week? I know you're going to be en route in the evening.
I will be in the evening, but I'm not leaving my house until like noon.
Okay. And then you and I are hanging out. We'll post some pictures on social media wherever we end up going for the people. Maybe you might even get a opportunity to run into us. Fred should be around for a little bit here over the break. So I'm going to hopefully we can have him out to some events that we're hosting. Those of you who are interested.
That week, what do you have on? Oh, yeah, it's a shitty week. So I'll see you Tuesday. You're not having a cigar thing that week?
No, I'm actually having one this Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you back on here next week.
Yes.
Super excited to see you in person on Tuesday with our wives, and we're going to pick a place to eat. Give us some suggestions where you think we can go. We probably won't listen to them because Fred knows all the good spots. All right. I'll see you next week, brother.